Welcome to Hoops High, Chicago's leader in youth-produced sports broadcasting and youth media education. Hoops High is produced by high school students learning the skills of professional broadcasting. Hoops High is the flagship program of Free Spirit Media and is made possible in partnership with After School Matters, the Chicago Public Schools, and Chicago Access Network Television. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you just tuned in to Hoops High, my name is Michael Ingram, and I'll be serving as your play-by-play.
And I'm Coach Green 7 as your color commentator. We are here at 1313 South Sacramento, North Lawndale College campus. Here we have playing today is North Lawndale's Phoenix versus Orange Spartan Varsity squad.
Yes, indeed. A couple of weeks ago, Orr took a hard fall to one of their key players, Armani Owsley. He was number 12. Today, number 12 is Lewis Adams Jr. You kind of say that they're something like brothers, so rumor is for the remainder of the season, Lewis Adams will be wearing number 12 in memory of Armani Owsley, as he's pretty much done for the season with a broken ankle.
You are watching Hoops High. Remember, you can watch Hoops High every Saturday at 8 o'clock p.m. on KNTV Channel 19 for all of the hottest high school sports action around.
Demetrius Dorsch with the ball, kicks to Isaiah Hayes, number 11. A transfer in. Isaiah, who's pretty good, a pretty good point guard. North Lawndale in transition. DeAndre Watson with the ball, misses. Fred Sims with the rebound. Watson, number 1 with the ball on the drive. Fadeaway, no good. Gets his own rebound. Kicks to 14 Sims. That's no good. DeAndre with another rebound. Williams, no look pass to Sims. Sims mid-range, no good. Outlet. Lewis Adams. Oh, he almost dunks. Lewis number 12. Or if you've watched Hoops High in the past, he was number 1, but number 12 for the remainder of the season is an explosive jumper. He'll go to the line for 2. First one is up. No good. He's getting ready to shoot the second one. That one is up and no good. I mean, in. Williams kicks to Watson. Watson to Sims. Sims to the basket. Misses. Keith Mack, number 13, with the rebound. He's blocked. Greer, number 0. Kicks to Adams, number 12, to Jones for mid-range. No good. Watson, number 1, to Sims, 14 on the drive. Lay up his own rebound. That's no good. Tips is no good. And a timeout is taken. Score is 2-1. 3 minutes into the game, I would like to say.
Number 4 brings the ball up court. Passes to number 12. Back up top.
Isaiah with it now. This Demetrius down low to Marlon, and he misses. Sims to Smith. Keith Mack gets laid in. Number 4, Dortch to the basket with an off-the-glass layup. Number 14, number 34, Smith. Number 23, Jones. He should have been gave it up to number 0, Taekwon Greer. And number 0, Greer. Shot is up. Whoa! Marlon Jones with the two-hand jam. Watson number 1 with it. To 3 Williams.
That was a good block.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it wasn't really a block because the play was already dead, but you know. Number 3, Curry checks into the game for number 4, Hayes. No, I'm sorry, Dortch. Number 3, Curry with it to Adams Jr. No, I'm sorry, Hayes, number 11. Adams Jr. with the ball, number 12. For 3. That's no good. Number 0, Greer with the rebound on his end. Greer. His free throw is up and in. Number 3, Williams. This is number 1, Watson to number 34, Smith. Back to number 1, Watson. And 0, Greer with the rebound. 11, Hayes in transition.
And now we're going to toss our sideline reporter, Jeanette Tate.
North Lawndale. So, Jonathan, how does it feel to be at NLCP Allen being back again?
I feel good, I get to come out and see, the young guys do their thing today.
So, as you sit here and watch them play, what potential do you see out of these boys?
I see a lot, they playing hard, they scrappy, something like what we used to be back in '09, so they got a lot of a good talent on the team right now.
So with your previous experience as a basketball player at NLCP and Southern Mississippi University, what advice can you give these young boys?
One thing you got to be able to make that transition from high school to college, meaning like you got to be able to be in that conditioning shape, that weight they want you to be at and everything. You got to have a right mentality to go in.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope you're enjoying your time here. We're going to toss it back to our announcers.
And we're back with more Hoops High, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, my name is Michael Ingram, and I'll be serving as your play-by-play.
Now I'm Quentin Green, serving as your color commentator. We are in North Lawndale, Collins Capping, located at 1313 South Sacramento. And we have North Lawndale's Phoenix versus or Spartans varsity squad playing today.
Yes. Number 35, Treshawn Carr with a pull-up. That's no good. Number 3, Curry. to Hayes. Back to Curry. Back to Hayes. Back to Curry. Back to Hayes. Curry once again for three. No. Over the back foul. Number 10, Jefferson, who's a great three-point shooter. Sims on the drive, leaves it for Mac 13, and it's good. That was a great pass by Sims to leave it there for the big fella, Keith Mack, number 13, down low, who's also a senior. Mack will shoot a free throw, hard off the glass, but in. Bynum, number 25. For three, and that's no good. Bynum, who used to also go to North Lawndale. Jefferson for three, that's no good. Jefferson with a steal, with a great pass. Hayes on the transition, and he gets that layup to go up and in off the glass. Number one, Jeremy, and number three, Keith Mack misses the pull-up. Hayes, number 11 for three. That's no good. Outlet pass. Leaves it back door. You think he should have just put it off the glass for him? You think that would have been easier?
I think he should have just took the layup. That was a little bit too much. With the game too close, he should have just took the shot.
Yeah, but I guess he seen a taller defender that could jump. I guess he just left it behind him. Keith Mack misses. Subs coming to the game. Number 22, Antonio Willis, and number 1, DeAndre Watson. Mack. Hayes with the ball.
Hoops High is produced by high school students who are learning the skills of professional broadcasting. All of the camera work, announcing, directing, and engineering is done by the students.
Number 20, Syed Carroll, who came over as a transfer from Farragut Academy. Greer loses the ball. We'll bats it out of bounds. Number 35, Carr kicks to 22. Willis to number 1. Fred Sims pulls from far. .25 Bynum for 3, and that's no good. 25 Bynum, who, as I previously stated, attended North Lawndale. He's a pretty good three-point shooter. He's 0 for 2 from 3 right about now, but they can't continue to give him open looks like that because he'll be soon to knock him down. Syed Carroll for 3, and that's way off as he tries to beat the buzzer. And the crowd is letting him have it right about now. How do you feel that first quarter played out, Q?
For the Varsity squads for both of these teams, it was a pretty low-scoring game. I think they could have did better. I think they need to take more shots. They were passing a little bit too much, but if you can't get an open look, that's what you need to do. they're both sticking pretty good defense, but they need to, lower it on the shot missing and focus more on the post because they both have good big men that can make a lot of shots.
North Lawndale, who's without a star player, I wouldn't really say a star player, but a key player, and Demontre Eno. Adams Jr. with the ball, 12. Adams Jr. for 3. Hey, and he lets it ride. It's up and in.
Hoops High is a flagship program of Free Spirit Media and is running partnership with After School Matters, the Chicago Public Schools, and CAN TV. This is a team effort all around, and we are grateful for our partners who make this possible.
I think that or was just called for a travel. Not really sure how that played out. Ball. Not really sure what happened.
I think it was a technical on 34.
Technical on North Lawndale. I guess the ref said one of the players clapped in the opposing player's face. I don't know. Number 11, Hayes with it. Kicks to number 10 for 3. No good. Number 10, Devontae Logan. Chilean teams having a cheer contest. I don't know what's going on, but the ref is holding the ball. Jeremy Williams can't see me. Oh, he gets it in time. Watson, number 1 with the ball. He got it on the drive, kicks to Mack, number 13. And he misses. He's really struggling right about now. Carroll, number 20, with a great post move. Just basically using his size. Williams with it with a great crossover. Kicks number 1, Watson. That's no good. 35, Carr with the 3, and he air balls. That's not like him to air ball like that. Number 10 for 3, he misses. DeAndre Boston dribbles out of the press, and a timeout is called. With the timeout taken, Orr is currently in the lead by 9. 9 plus 9 is 18, right? Yeah.
That's the main camera? What is he doing? Be a hero. That's hero or that's main?
This is the main camera. And you do that every game. Number 3, Williams gets it. Crossover on Dortch, number 4. Out of bounds on number 3, Williams. Number 12, Adams. Number 4, Dortch. Number 25, Bynum. He passes out. I guess he wanted to shoot. He had to pass out. Number 25, Bynum for 3. Hits the top of the backboard. And Taekwon, number 0, gets that one to go. Crossover, great crossover by Williams. Out of bounds on Condell. Sub coming to the game. 35 and number 3 comes out, and number 22 and number 1 comes in. Great defense being displayed right now by both teams. 0 Grill with a mid-range, no good. Bynum for 3, no good, he's 0 for 4. 13, Mack, gets the ball. Good. Number 25, Bynum was actually already out of bounds when he tried to, when he hit the ball. Number 13, Mack, to the line for 2. First one's up, and then Mack to shoot another one. Sub just came into the game. Number 0, Darius Wesley, who's a good 3-point shooter. And a charge is called. Antonio Willis, number 22, takes a great charge. Number 1, DeAndre Watson, pushes it up. Yeah, it's Darius Wesley on the wing. Keith Mack puts his head down and goes. And L1. Number 23, Jones subs out for 20 Carroll. Mack for the free throw and he misses. Ball handed over. And Jones for another dunk. And 1 dunk. Marlon Jones, number 23, the human highlight reel, donkey. Pretty impressed so far. 2 dunks by him. This one was an and 1. He just couldn't seem to make the free throw.
Oh. Keep up with the game action in the Hoops High Cougar Twitter. Just search Hoops High FSM and follow us.
And you can keep up with me on Twitter at callme_MJAY. You can follow my core down set.
It's deactivated. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Number 14, Sims. Number 1, Watson with the ball. Watson with a pull-up. No good. Number 0, Greer down low. Number 4, Dortch with a double pump. Layup off the glass and in. Number 14, Sims with the ball. It's a 22, Willis, who's a great corner ball shooter. And the ball will go Orr's way. Number 4 with it. It's number 11. Anderson, number 5 on D. 23, Jones. Number 4, Dortch. To number 3, Curry. To 11. Back to Curry. And timeout is taken. North Lawndale down by 13. The last time these two teams faced off, Orr took it home. Refs is breaking something down. Let them know what's up. Temple seem to be flaring a little.
Test 1, 2. If you got a black Jeep Cherokee, you want to move it, you got something blocked in. A black Jeep Cherokee.
There's Wesley with the great defense.
Black Jeep Cherokee.
Jones down low. I feel that number 23, Marlon, should have passed it back out to Curry, because Curry was right open for 3. Williams on the drive. Creates a little separation. Number 11 on the drive. Oh, some collision. And number 11 will go to the line for 2. number 11. First free throw is up and in. Second one is up and in. Number 14, Sims on the drive. Floater, no good, but he's fouled, so he'll go to the line for 2. Let's see if he can capitalize on these 2. First one is up and in. Good job, Sims. Second one is good. Sub comes into the game. Grid checks out as Carroll subs in. Number 3, Curry. Williams had his hands right up. Number 3, Curry with it. On the drive, dumps it off. The ball will go or it's away. Number 3. Number 4. With it. Demetrius Dortch kicks to Daryl Curry. Down low to side Carroll. Back out to number 3 Curry. Gets contact, no good. Ball will go or his way once again. What do you think North Lawndale needs to improve on coming out in this next half?
I believe make better shots and better ball movement. If they can get the ball moving like they usually do, I think more points will come from it. And they just need to capitalize on all their possessions.
Marlon Jones with a 3rd dunk. I feel like Isaiah should have gave the ball up a little bit earlier. Or wait, wherever that was. That's 3 dunks. 3 good dunks at that.
Including the and 1.
Yeah. One thing I like about Jones is when he dunks, he intends to break the rim, which makes his dunks more emphatic. Number 12. Oh, good putback dunk by number 23, Jones. That's the 4th dunk. And North Lawndale heads into halftime down. That's crazy. Great dunk to finish the half. How do you feel that first half played out?
I believe it was pretty decent. Guess North Lawndale needs to make better ball movement and capitalize on the possession. They're pretty much doing a good job all around, but they can still improve at everything. And now we talk to our silent reporter, Jeanette Tate.
So, Coach, it's your first first time coaching varsity. How excited are you to do this?
I'm very excited, despite what the scoreboard shows right now. I'm very excited, and just hopefully we just want to take it one game at a time.
So now we know Keith Mack always brings a great dominant performance. How do you think he's doing paired up against Sire Carroll?
Right now the team is not doing a good job getting him the ball, so we got to go into the halftime, make some adjustments, and make sure that he get more touches. So right now we're not doing the best job getting him the ball.
Now next week I know you all have a very tough schedule ending with Whitney Young. So how are you preparing your boys for those games?
Well, like I said, we just want to take it one day at a time, one game at a time, one practice at a time. We're not looking over nobody right now. We'll wait till we get to that test to see how things go.
Well, thank you so much, and I wish you luck in this game. We're going to toss it to a PSA.
I just have a few questions before we run our test for today. So number 1, are you sexually active?
Yes.
And how many partners? Mr. Collins, how many sexual partners?
Just one.
Hello?
Hey, babe.
How did everything go?
It went great.
Spread the word, not the disease. Be monogamous.
Yo, you're rocking with Amari Stoudemire, and you're watching Hoops High. Watch it or watch nothing.
I fuel up with plenty of water before all of my activities.
I love my team. They encourage and inspire me.
Weight training is an essential part of a healthy life.
I'm more conscious of my nutrition intake.
Sports make my world a better place.
What's up? This is Ben Gordon. You're watching Hoops High.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Moore.
And I'm Michael Ingram.
And this is your Hoops High halftime show.
Watch it or watch nothing.
And we're back on more Hoops High, ladies and gentlemen. If you just tuning in, my name is Michael Ingram once again. I'll be serving the national play-by-play for the evening.
Now Quincy Green, 7 is the color commentator for the evening. We are here at North Lawndale Collins campus, located on 1313 South Sacramento. And today we have the North Lawndale Phoenix versus the Spartans varsity squad. Currently, Orr is up 32-15, 7:45 left in the third quarter. North Lawndale's possession.
DeAndre Watson, number 1 with the ball. Look for someone. Pass it to Keith Mack, number 13.
Go get it!
All from North Lawndale.
Get the ball!
Number 4 with it. Takes Isaiah. To number 12, Adams. Greer. Pull up. Good. Sims. It's blocked by Jones. Somehow Watson gets out of that trap. The Phoenix to take the ball out. DeAndre Watson with the ball. Number 1. Switch. He tries to pass it out. No good. 11 Hayes to down low. Ball was stolen off Lawndale in the transition. And Sims gets a great floater.
The star player to look for today is number 23, Marvin Jones. He currently has 8 points, 4 of them which are dunks. 1 and 2 and 1.
Greer with the ball in the corner.
Passes to number 23. Good spin move, but couldn't finish it.
Yeah, as a big man, when you do that, almost alley-oop. Didn't really work out too much. Oh! Lewis Adams just took flight. And a block on the other end by Marlon Jones. Wow. That's a dunk you'll see on SportsCenter Top 10. That dunk was for Amani Owsley. Floater, no good. He gets his own rebound. Back out to Greer. He misses hard. And the timeout is taken. Q, what are your thoughts on that dunk that Lewis Adams just threw down?
It's pretty impressive. It looked like he just got there too easily, though. There wasn't no defense on him, so that's one of the things North London need to work on if they want to get back in this game.
Yeah, I agree that they're not down by 17. That man got hops. Number 12, Lewis with the ball. To Marlon for a mid-range. That's no good. North Lawndale gets the rebound. It's a great save. Greer is a flagrant. Oh, not a foul. He wrapped him up. If he would have dropped him, then it would have been flagrant. Yeah. I think Taquan was going to look to probably dunk it. Oh, they called a flagrant. I'm seeing.
You gotta grab him like that. Oh, man, you gotta grab him like that. That was a bogus call.
He gets opportunity for 2. And he makes one and misses one. Number 12, Adams to take the ball out. See the coach, Lewis Adams Sr. Number 11 with the ball. Number 14 to Marlon down low. And another easy dunk from Marlon. He's not even dunking, he's just laying it in.
Now we're going to toss it to our silent reporter for our game update, Jeanette Tate.
I guess no game update then. I apologize for the interruption. Number 4 with the ball now. Down low to Sire Carrier, a great post player. He misses that one though. Sire back down low. And he gets that one to go. Orr has taken the commanding lead of 41-19. North Lawndale without a few players. DeMontre Enos, number 4, 3-point shooter, defense specialist. And they're without their head coach, Lewis Stewart, who's stepped down for the remaining year. Personal issues. Watson, number 1 with the ball. Sims, number 14. Keith Mack alters his shot in midair, and DeAndre Watson gets up so high he tips it in. Adams on the drive. Dortch with it. It's Jones. Jones is triple team, I'm sorry. Dortch with the ball now. Kicks to Carroll, to Adams. Or resets the ball. Foul is called. They'll go to the line.
Don't forget to stay tuned for the Free Spirit Media News at the end of this broadcast. It comes on at 9:50 every Saturday. Learn about what's going on in Chicago and find out the latest on the most important issue with teams. Definitely.
First free throw is up. No good. He's getting ready to shoot the second one. That's in. Subs coming to the game. Number 14, Sims with it. Walking the ball up, but at the same time sizing it. Sims for three. Oh. It just really hasn't been like North Lawndale to miss these many shots. Now down by 21. Curry with it. Right behind him back. He just lost the ball. Carr loses it, but he's fouled. Keith Mack, number 13, with it. He puts it on the floor. He always looking to drive to the basket. Keith Bynum puts it on the floor. Derek Curry. Demetrius Dorsch gets the ball up top. Sorry, Carroll with a fadeaway. No good. Ball will go off of North Lawndale, and Orr will retain possession. Carroll with a great hook shot. Watson on the drive, kicks the 35 Carr. His three, no good. Dortch with the ball. Gives it up. Whistle is blown. Full timeout taken with Orr. Number 11, Isaiah. Lewis Adams. Tight defense being stuck on him. Kicks to Taekwon Greer, number 0. Three in the corner, no good. North Lawndale in transition. Oh, just couldn't seem to beat the buzzer.
Please check out the Free Spirit Media website at www.freespiritmedia.org to learn what Free Spirit Media is all about. Or check us out on YouTube. Search Free Spirit Media to view our YouTube channel.
Take every advantage.
I am
Confidence.
Determination.
heart. I am agility,
leadership,
drive, I am
patience,
power, bounce.
I am athlete.
I am athlete.
I am athlete.
I am athlete.
What up, y'all? This is Common, and you're watching Hoops High.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in to this game of basketball, my name is Michael Ingram, and I'll be serving as your play-by-play for the evening.
And I'm Quincy Green, serving as your color commentator. We have the North Lawndale Phoenix versus the Orange Spartans at North Lawndale College campus, located on 1313 South Sacramento. Orr is currently in the lead, 44-21.
Yeah, definitely. Or taking the commanding lead since the game kicked off.
You are watching Hoops High. We are at North Lawndale's Collins campus, located on 1313 South Sacramento, where we have the North Lawndale Phoenix versus the Orange Spartans. The score is now 44-21, going Orange away.
Great block by Lewis Adams. When you're that explosive, you could just go up and make everything look easy. Keep Mack pushing on the floor, gets his own rebound, he's stripped. Lewis Adams with the ball. Demetrius Dortch. Isaiah Hayes, number 11. He's a good three-point shooter. Sorry, Carroll, number 20, gets that one down low. Antonio Willis for three. That's no good. Number 11. Isaiah with it. Goes to the basket. Gets the rebound. Gets tired. That's no good. Number 32. Donnell Williams. Doubles. He got a good rebound, though. That's definitely something I can give to him. For a guy Donnell's size, he did a good job of getting that rebound and at least putting it back up. You know, people his size not only plays football, but also plays basketball too. Antonio Willis on the drive, he loses it. Demetrius Dortch on the drive, leaves it for Lewis, and Lewis gets another dunk. North Lawndale to the cup, no good. Emmanuel Patterson misses. I've never seen North Lawndale down by this much, ever. Right now, Orr just basically has the game in their hands. They're gonna continue to pass the ball around. That time died down. Saya Carroll with a fadeaway.
If you just can't seem to get enough of Hoops High, friend us on Facebook. Get to know the crew and what goes on into every Hoops High production.
If you just can't seem to get enough of me, Michael Ingram, you can friend me on Facebook at Michael Ingram, and my co-announcer at Quentin Green. You know, we keep it basic. No middle names like Michael, Hoops High's Life, Big Baller, Shot Caller, none of that. Keep it real basic. First name, last name. As Demetrius Dortch gets that floater to go. North Lawndale now down by 31. Timeout is taken.
Should I send this pic? Do I trust him? Oh my God, I know her.
Twelve percent of teen girls say they felt pressure to send sexual messages or images. Follow your inner voice.
I'm Special K from 103.5 KISS FM.
And I'm Connie, your girlfriend from 6 to 10 at 107.5 WGCI.
And you are watching Hoops High.
Antonio Willis on the drive, coming out of the timeout, and he misses. North Lawndale just can't seem to buy a basket. Isaiah Hayes is getting away with a little push off. Saya Carroll with a tip. Or basically just has this game in their pocket. North Lawndale's players are looking very angry and upset. Antonio Willis with a pull-up and he's fouled. A whole 5 comes into the game. A little delay here. First free throw is up, and then a whole new 5 subs in for North Lawndale. North Lawndale hasn't even scored over 30 points this game yet. Free throws up and in. Number 10 with it. Number 3, Derek Curry. Got it. Gives it to Logan. Number 10. Keith Bynum, number 25. To Logan, number 10. Number 3. Back to number 10, which is number 32. To Taekwon, number 0. He gets that shit. Darius Wesley on the side for 3. No good. Marquise Jefferson with the rebound, number 10, and that's good. Number 3, it's number 10. He stops. Down low to Donnell. To easy cutting there. Nope, everybody's watching the ball. Nobody's worried about that man. Marquise Jefferson is pulling, and he hits, and he hits. It's kind of like missed automatic from behind 3 back there. North Lawndale comes up with a steal. It's a great spin move by Darius Wesley.
Want to see more Hoops High? Now you can see full games on our brand new website. Go to www.hoopshigh.org to see the games from the past or stream live from home on your mobile device.
The timeout is taken. As North Lawndale is now down by 28. This game has really gotten out of hand. North Lawndale has been down majority of the game. Well, all of the game, besides when the game first kicked off. North Lawndale's bench has been doing a good job of coming in and trying to put points on the board. Isaiah Carroll down low, he missed. Number 10 with the ball. Kicks to Durrell. Pull up, off the glass, no good. Tip goes North Lawndale's way. Really no good. Number 10 with the ball. Quick cross off on Marquise. Number 10. Number 10 holds. Goes out. Drives to the basket. He'll go to the line for 2. Number 10, Vontae Logan. First one is up. No good. He's been really struggling. He's been 0 for 2 from 3 and 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Let's see if he can get 8 point on the board. And he can. Wendell Anderson with it for 3. Step back, no good. Tip, no good. Or holds the ball. And as it looks, Orr would take this one home. Or holds in half court. They've been holding. And they're holding. Number 10 with it. And that's pretty much ball game as Orr takes this win home. Score 57-28. And that's ball game. Orr takes this win home. North Lawndale, definitely basketball. I have never seen this team play before. Practice, they can regroup on it and see how they're going to, see how they're going to bounce back from it. Q, what were your high points and low points of the game?
I mean, overall, Orr did a good job. They had good ball movement, good shot selection. Their post players was doing an excellent job. They were making their points, getting the rebounds. scoring on basically every possession. North Lawndale, I don't think they gave it their all. They just really wasn't into it as they should have been. And now we're going to toss it to our sideline reporter, Jeanette Tate, with the player of the game.
With Marlon Jones, he's today's game's MVP. He played with Orr today. So, first of all, I'd say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Now, how do you feel you did today yourself?
I did good. Like, rebounding and blocking shots. That was my goal for the game today.
Now, I noticed you had quite great dunks that happened this game. Are we prepared to see more of that going towards city playoffs?
Yeah, a lot.
So now, how do you feel your team did? How did they contribute to the win?
We did good. We ain't break down. We played as a team. We ain't played individually. We came together as a unit.
Is there anything I need working on for next game?
Nothing. Just keep rebounding and blocking shots.
Well, thank you so much for this interview, and again, congratulations. You can catch Hoops High every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Channel 19, CAN TV. You have been watching Hoops High.
You can watch Hoops High on CAN TV, Channel 19, every Saturday at 8 p.m. Please visit www.hoopshigh.org to learn more. Hoops High and Free Spirit Media would like to thank our sponsors. We are grateful for their support in making our mission of youth media education and opportunity possible.
Hoops High is family, communication.
Enjoy it. Hoops High is
Astounding. Creativity.
commitment.
Hoops High is
Exciting.
meaningful.
Hoops High is
Technology.
Spirit.
A community. Hoops High is home. Love. Dedication.
Inspired.
Hoops High.
If they probably never was exposed to it, they probably would have never have done it, but it's something that you see that interests people a lot.
I never worked with a camera, it was my first time learning about a camera, zooming in, zooming out. It was a real good experience for me, I think it changed a lot in me too. It changed how I think, and it changed something I like to do in life.
When I get older, I want to be some type of actor. So being in this classroom really helped me out, really exercise my ability to act.
We shooting it and we shoot it off like what we done been through, and people get to see it and they watching it and they liking it.
Like young kids in the community can do stuff that's worth some type of value.
What's up? How you been feeling? My name is Astaria Perkins.
Good morning. How are you today? My name is Nicole Howard.
What's up? How you be feeling? My name is Marisha.
It's not so correct here. How you be feeling? I don't think that's good Ebonics.
Language is about communication. And it's communicating with at least one other person or entity. So the words you choose, the words you use, the order in which you put words in, whether you have inflection, what part of the sentence you have inflection with, it tells a lot about, I think, who you are.
I grew up in an all-black hood community. All I was used to was my language. But throughout my teenage years, I am facing a lot of barriers that made me think, is the way I speak is wrong?
I think language is the foundation of society. When you think about the way we communicate, rules, procedures, whether they're spoken or unspoken, it all involves language.
How you talk, it shows where you from. Like, people got accents. Like Chicagoans have accents compared to somebody who live in Indiana or Ohio. Like, it's what makes us distinct from everybody else.
African American English is basically the non-standard way that African Americans speak at home or among themselves, especially the people that have not had the privilege of pursuing higher education.
My sister and I grew up in two different households. She stayed with my mom and I stayed with my dad. At my mom's house, they speak more proper. Well, I grew up at my dad's house, and we speak that black talk.
Well, basically, I grew up in the Cabrini Greens, which was a project, and it was the ghetto, so most people spoke Ebonics. I ended up coming to North London my freshman year, and I ended up moving back with my grandmother. And when I came here, it's an urban community, so I felt like, I was at home.
Some cultural groups, we speak loud. And some may interpret that loudness as anger. And it's not necessarily anger. So there's a kind of a cultural disconnect there.
I think I speak more proper when I'm at home. Because it's like, I know nobody gonna look at me like I'm crazy or something.
Students learn what they hear the most. So whatever they hear from home, they're going to bring that with them, those understandings, to the school setting.
It can be a liability to speak African American English in some settings because you become stigmatized. Okay, but it's usually a liability to use the wrong kind of language in the wrong place.
Last year, when I moved back at my mom's house, every time I speak, my sister had a problem. She always tells me that the way I talk isn't right, and I shouldn't speak like that. She is a speech therapist, and she thinks I won't go nowhere in life using that kind of language.
Before I came to North Lawndale, I guess I talked like an Oreo, I talked proper before I came here. An Oreo is a black who talks white. Black on the outside, white on the inside. And it just made me feel like I didn't belong, so I had to adapt to how things were at North Lawndale.
We are in a system where Ebonics, like non-standard Southern English, like Appalachian English for that matter, these varieties are not accepted in the upper socioeconomic strata of the society.
Before. Asked.
Ask.
This.
Ain't. Isn't.
The origins of Ebonics, the simple way to answer the question is it is English of the 17th and 18th century as spoken especially in the South. And it became associated with African Americans largely thanks to Jim Crow. When African Americans in the South with the Great Migration came to the North and Northerners were not familiar with the Southern way of speaking English. And they heard this particular dialect of English, which is basically Southern English, in the mouths of African Americans, and they characterize it as Black English. Then at some point people call it African American English, and at some point people call it Ebonics.
When I was younger, it was okay that I spoke in Ebonics. But as I get older, I realized that my language wasn't getting valued in certain settings.
Well, schools have their own culture in and of themselves. In the United States, schools, a model of schooling is really based on a white middle class orientation. And schools have a culture where we know that in schools, kids are expected to behave a certain way, speak a certain way, raise their hand. That's a culture in and of itself.
I would not condone a teacher who would demean or degrade a student because of their use of Ebonics. That teacher needs to be able to grow that student from solely using Ebonics to using standard English.
People thought that if African American English is used in the school system, it is a rejection of standard English. That's not what people meant. What people meant was, if you talk to an African American kid in a dialect that he understands, because it's the same dialect that is used at home, that makes it easier for the kid to learn every subject matter in the classroom, including standard English.
I think that Ebonics is spoke more in school because it's more kids than teachers. Like, throughout the day, you always see a student. You may say what's up to a student in the hallway because it's what they're used to, it's their lingo. And it's like, when you in a classroom, half the time, some teachers won't call on you, or you don't really get that attention, so you don't really have the need to, speak proper.
If teachers can understand sort of the syntax or the rules that govern Ebonics, it'll make for an easier transition for those teachers to instruct students in standard English acquisition.
Even though my sister is a speech therapist, she didn't understand where I was coming from. I felt like every time I came around her, I didn't want to talk. I didn't feel comfortable speaking proper. It just wasn't me.
There's a way in which correction needs to happen. And I think that when children are corrected all the time and constantly told that the way they speak is wrong, a child will either shut down, develop self-doubt about themselves, and if they're in school, I think they disengage from school. I think school becomes a space that they're not interested in being in because it's a space that's telling them, you don't fit here.
I can't change how I speak for someone else's satisfactory. So when you tell me that I can't speak a certain way, you're taking a part of me.
I think it takes finding oneself in a position where one becomes uncomfortable because of the way they are being treated by others, in order to realize how harmful negative stereotypes can be.
I love speaking in Ebonics. I can't change who I am as a person for someone else's well-being. I found out it's not that I was speaking wrong. I had to tell my sister I know when and where to use my language.
We do live in a global society, so not just learning standard English, but also learning other languages that are spoken around them, having some basic understanding is in everyone's best interest.
I think we have to look at what we would call in the sciences a within group or emic approach, where we just understand a language in and of itself, for itself, not in comparison to something else.
Normal human population is diverse internally. It includes variation. And we don't always have an explanation for why we vary one from the other. And we have to respect variation.
As an African American young lady, the way I speak shows who I am and where I'm from. I'm proud of who I am and where I'm from. Going through this process, I found out I wasn't wrong. It's nothing wrong with me.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Wait, what are you doing? What you doing?
Alright, don't worry about it. I'm finna get here 'cause I'm out here lonely and stuff. What? Y'all see what he just put up on? Did y'all see this? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look.
I can't believe her.
Can't believe she did that.
She is just nasty.
Ain't that her right there?
Hey,
Girl, get away from us.
Don't believe everything online. Don't be a follower. Stop cyberbullying.
It's fun to eat supper with your family, especially when there is good food on the table. Later on, drink lots of water. A good snack of crackers and milk at home. That's the good kind of food if you're hungry after school. And then, play. Hard play. Plenty of pep now. See what good eating habits can do for you.
Americans are not winning their battle against obesity. One study found that obesity rates for adults actually rose in 28 states this year.
According to experts, almost 2/3 of American adults are seriously overweight or obese. That's a 150% increase in just the last 30 years. Obesity among children
in children and teenagers is up from 16 to 17.1% over the past 2 years.
Teenage health in 2 decades paints a worrying picture, with 1 in 4 youngsters overweight or obese.
Spending $150 billion a year treating obesity-related illnesses. So we know this is a problem and there's a lot at stake.
But not even her exhortations
Michelle Ender's daughter got one of her
this
second.
new study published today.
North Lawndale, currently home to about 36,000 residents. In the 1960s, there were not nearly as many corner stores, fast food restaurants, and vacant lots. But just like technology, things change. Riots followed the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968, which left many of the stores on Roosevelt Road destroyed, and over 75% of the businesses in the community disappeared. Today, with over 93% of the North Lawndale population African American, it faces an even bigger problem: obesity.
Obesity is a scary word, a medical term for being severely over what medical professionals feel like ideal weight is for your height, for your age, for your sex.
One misconception is that people who are obese are fat, and that's not necessarily the case. Obesity is more like the condition of being unhealthy, more so than like you just like everyone who's fat is obese.
There are many different cultural perceptions of obesity. So depending upon which community you go into, people will perceive different weights for different children.
There are certain foods that are just associated with certain ages, and Flaming Hots were not things that I ate in my community, but you can't come around here and not eat Flaming Hots, right?
Well, when you talk about not having a healthy lifestyle, you think about diseases. You think about a lot of illnesses that people are struggling with.
Obesity places people at risk for issues like
diabetes,
heart disease,
kidney disease,
high blood pressure,
and on like that.
If you were to ask me what do I think the number one issue is from a healthcare perspective in our community, my answer is obesity. It's being overweight.
Obesity happens because of lifestyle concerns and community concerns, as well as some contributions of what you inherit from your parents, of course. And it often involves a lot of behavior change, and change is hard for people.
There are factors in society that determine, not always, not for everyone, we call them risk factors in epidemiology, which means that you'll tend to be obese, say in this case, if you have certain characteristics. And those characteristics are, if you're poor, that's the most important one, and the other one that's on a par with poverty is if you're a person of color and therefore victimized by racism.
the African Americans suffer a great deal, not eating healthy, not experiencing the healthy eating such as fruits and vegetables and things like that.
In North Lawndale, it's primarily an African American community. In South Lawndale, it's primarily a Mexican American community. So these communities, when you look at them, you know, they are areas of ethnic minorities.
Number one, I think it's expensive to eat healthy, and especially considering our economy. It's just very difficult for people, parents, to invest that kind of money in things that they don't find as important.
If you can go to, you know, McDonald's and like, you know, buy the whole menu for like $5, for a family that, you know, doesn't have a lot of money to spend on a meal every day, they might not even look for another alternative because it's like, I know that's cheap. You know, I know I can go to McDonald's and get whatever for, you know, this amount of money.
If you are a victim of racism and if you are poor, then you're more likely to live in communities, to live in neighborhoods, for example, where there are no supermarkets, where there is no, you know, fresh foods and so on.
Every day coming to work, I'll see, you know, some children walking down the street and they'll have like their bag of Flaming Hots and their juice, which is just colored sugar water, for their breakfast, but they are less expensive than, you know, going to somewhere and buying apples sometimes. They're readily available at the corner store, which is directly across the street.
Many of your African American communities suffer the most, mainly because of the fact that there's not a lot of access to healthy eating.
In North Lawndale, there is right now one supermarket, Leamington's on Roosevelt Road, and frequently there have been no supermarkets. And so if we give advice to people, we say, well, eat fresh fruits and vegetables, where are they going to get it?
I do think it's limited in the sense of like, you know, there might be one grocery store here, but then the next like place that you can get like raw foods or like, you know, Whole Foods might be, you know, a few miles away. And in my neighborhood, you know, some people might be limited in that capacity to, you know, to get transported there. And so if you don't have access to a car very easily, if you don't have access to a place like that to go, you just stay home and you eat and you get overweight and you watch TV.
In addition to the lack of healthier foods, there are other environmental factors that contribute to a person not being healthy. One of those factors is violence.
We tend to have relatively high concentrations of poverty in one place, which translates into things like the absence of good retail food stores, or it translates into a lot more crime than anybody is comfortable with.
I'm a rich white man, but in a sense, that gives me a bit of insight because I see what goes on in rich white communities as well as in poor communities of color. And there's whole lots of stuff that society makes easy to go on in poor communities of color that in a million years would never happen in rich white communities.
Talking to a lot of parents who are in my program are concerned about safety issues. So they don't want their children out riding bikes. They don't want their children out running around just kind of being a kid.
If there are no parks, where do you exercise? But if there are parks and they in turn are dangerous and people don't want to go out into the parks, especially at night, or let their children into the parks because they're too dangerous, then that also is a structural issue that has to do with racism and poverty.
So in North Lawndale, when you look around, we don't have the things that the suburban communities have in terms of parks, in terms of safe places for people to go to be able to get exercise. You know, we don't even have a big mall here, right? Where sometimes people who live near a mall, they'll go to the mall and not go shopping, they'll go in the mall and go for a walk, right? It's a safe place, it's a warm place.
Out there you got like healthy stores, like on the corner stores that like walking distance. Also you got like yoga bars and things like that instead of like eating like all the sugar ice cream and all the junk and stuff.
There's way more, you know, fast food places than there might be, you know, a farmer's market.
As in every community, there are both strengths and weaknesses. In many ways, there can't be a community more beautiful, say, than North Lawndale. And it has a glorious history. At the same time, I mean, right now, North Lawndale is a very poor community and faces a lot of limitations. We each have a personal responsibility to do better. Despite racism, despite poverty.
Making people aware that it's not a one-time thing, that it's a lifestyle change, that you do not have to go cold turkey.
At an early age, children don't go out and buy their own food and their choices of like what they eat. They eat with like what their parents give to you. So if you're a child that's at home and your parents eat nothing but like fatty foods and junk, as you get older, you're gonna eat fatty food and junk.
I would like to see more of our parents have some healthy snacks for our kids, something they can have throughout the day, instead of the flaming hots, the Milky Ways and the cookies.
Our mission is to say, no, if you provide a beautiful quality facility, people will come and they will enjoy it and they will spend money and it'll be successful. And so we create the opportunity for a patient to care for themselves, because we can't get on the treadmill with them. We can only provide the treadmill. We wanted to focus on food and give it kind of a green context.
If you're not in the environment that doesn't, facilitate you knowing these alternatives, then, to a certain extent, you're going to be a product of your environment.
Hey, come here. Where you was at yesterday?
He's still controlling. We not doing good right now.
What you mean controlling?
At the Kataya house.
Didn't I tell you not to go over there?
We was doing some homework.
Oh my God.
Why you doing too much?
Alright. Hey, after school, meet me outside. We going straight to my house, and I'm not playing.
Alright, let's go.
Right. And I'm gonna call you too.
I don't think y'all should still be together. Right, maybe y'all should break up.
When the day starts without me and I am not there to see, if the sun shall rise and find your eyes
are filled with tears for me. But when the next day starts without me, please try to understand that an angel came and called my name and took me by the hand.
So when the next day starts without me, please don't think we're apart.
For every time you think of me, I'm right here in your heart. Mummification, a form of bodily preservation used by ancient Egyptians, preceded modern embalming techniques. When the funeral industry first came about, funeral directors were known as undertakers or morticians. The term undertaker refers to a person who undertook the responsibilities for funeral arrangements. Many of the early undertakers were furniture makers because building caskets was a logical extension of their business.
However, in 1950, over 700 companies began to manufacture caskets. They started to make caskets because materials such as steel and metal became available to the industry after the Korean War.
I'm talking about the GIs who returned to home after the war. And then, of course, the GI Bill, which was a promise for the returning soldiers to get access to an education, and many went into the field of funeral directing.
In the United States, the funeral service industry is relatively new. Until the 20th century, funerals in the United States were organized by family and neighbors and held at home. People were often buried on family property. As communities became larger and more established, common cemeteries began to be used. Funeral homes were later established to relieve the family of the logistical problems presented by a death. I know you're probably wondering, why is this 18-year-old girl doing her documentary about the funeral industry and death? I've been wanting to become a funeral director ever since I was 13 years of age. I had a cousin who passed away, and when I went to the funeral to review the final remains, the person that I knew wasn't there. It was like a monster or someone that I didn't know appeared laying in the casket before me.
It's time for me to say goodbye. I'll never forget looking in your eyes.
Funeral director, what we do, we offer compassion, we offer guidance, we offer a helping hand to people who are grieving or in need.
Embalming is to be able to stop any further decomposition. You would have to, take the organs out and treat them with a cavity fluid, and it's a very, very strong preservative.
There are health risks to being in a room where you're working with chemicals like that.
Cremation is where your body is inserted into this big hot oven, which we call a retort, and it's set for like thousands and thousands of degrees versus the regular oven temperatures. And what it does, it incinerates the body to form ashes.
The popularity of cremation has reduced the need for both embalming and traditional burial.
I never realized how much work they had to do to recreate.
A face that has been shattered from like a shotgun. When a person puts a shotgun to the mouth and pulls the trigger, everything just blows.
We use certain waxes to make the skin come back together. We may take some skin from down here and put it up here because the face is all the person sees. They may not see the legs and the arms, so it's very, very important for us to be able to understand, how we do the restorative art.
When you become an embalmer, you actually become a cosmetician as well. You become a beautician, you become a counselor, you become a plastic surgeon.
The question that many people may ask is, why does it cost so much to die?
Average cost is about $7,000 to $10,000. It's a reason why funeral services may cost $7,000 or $10,000. Basically, it's dependent on the different types of casket selections that you may choose. Depends on the burial site as well.
Burial is in a cemetery, and cemeterians or those who own cemeteries have the right to charge what they want for their particular service or piece of land. So $7,000 does not just go in the pocket of the funeral home. You have to pay your personnel. You have to pay for your insurances. You have to pay for your light, gas, telephone, and water bills. The different insurances on the cars, the building. We have to get BMI ASCAP licensing every year in order to play copywritten music.
See your tears.
It's a lot of work that we're not paid, and we do it anyway. Like we at Agape Funeral Service, we actually go to the family member's house. We make the arrangements. We go pick up the clothes. We pick up the obituary. We help them with the obituary. Some funeral directors, they're gonna sit behind a desk and they may not do all of that.
A funeral home represents a significant investment.
A funeral home is a 24-hour labor-intensive business.
As a funeral director, death is unexpected, so you never know where you're going to be at whatever time frame.
For every dollar that came in the front door, there was a time when funeral directors took home about maybe close to 14 cents. Then it moved to 11 cents, then it moved to 9 cents, then it moved to 7 cents. In 2009, it reached about a nickel for every dollar. To pursue a profit maximizing strategy is impossible, and anyone who would try to do it in our industry right now, I don't think they would survive.
It is really hard to even really calculate what the funeral director should really get paid because it is such a demanding career.
Many people fail to realize that you get what you pay for. Even though it may be expensive, what you are paying for are the professional ethics that the funeral director is providing. Funeral directors depend on death like lawyers depend on crime, and doctors depend on people getting sick. Death is unexpected, and funeral directors cannot be blamed for the death of others. Death is just the nature of their job.
Father, you know we
You're rocking with Amari Stoudemire, and you're watching Hoops High. Watch it or watch nothing.
Behind the scenes of Hoops High, it's more than interviews and replays. The crew contributes 110% in setup and production.
While we have fun, we are also very serious about getting the job done.
We have the opportunity to work with big companies such as Nike and to meet current and future NBA stars. We are Hoops High.
To admit, son, you gotta watch FSM for the rest of your life. Not good.
What? That's a punishment? That's my show. Come on.
Today on FSM News, spring is finally here, and with this season comes new fashion, prom, and getting prepared for graduation.
Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this.
Hello and welcome to FSM. I'm Brandon Watkins.
And I'm Anaja Smith.
So Anaja, do you have any advice for the ladies out there about fashion? Because we all know that you're a fashionista.
Well, Brandon, I actually do have some advice to give. Just watch this. Blooming roses, blue skies, and sunny days. April showers bringing May flowers are all signs that spring is here. Stay tuned to hear about my take on spring fashions. Hey guys, today on Fashion Corner, I will be talking about everything spring, and I even have a special guest, Chloe Graham. She is a local fashionista who has her own fashion magazine, and she works at the urban chic store Armani Exchange. Hey Chloe, thanks so much for coming to talk to me today.
Thank you for having me.
So what are you looking forward to during the spring?
I am looking forward to warm weather because Chicago has been doing us bogus with this weather, and pastels and flowers and the green grass.
What are some of your favorite spring fashions or trends?
Well, I like the new cat-eye sunglasses that people are wearing. Ooh. I think Gucci, well, Tom Ford, they name them Penelope glasses or something like that. Mm-hmm. And just pastels and cut-off shirts, crop tops.
How is it that this generation is so free? Like, everyone has their own different styles, like rock, chic, girly, feminine, like... Why do you think that is?
Our generation is really spontaneous, and we're goal seekers, and we want things like right now. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it. We don't want to be like other people, but it's like the trends, like we still kind of all wear the same thing. So it's really hard to describe.
Can you tell me a bit about your fashion magazine, You Style You?
Mm-hmm. It's a fashion editorial based on up-and-coming talents in Chicago and New York. And we try to do shoots, not just pictures of like clothing and stuff. We want to have a message to it, like we did stuff on autism and bullying and breast cancer.
What is it like working at such a popular clothing store?
It's fun. I mean, you get to style people who want to be styled.
For the girls who are on a budget, what are some key pieces that you recommend them to get?
Okay, well, I'll say like go to stores like Forever 21 because it's really trendy and cheap. And Urban Outfitters, they actually have a department store, and just places like Marshall's that have designer stuff, but it's cheaper.
From pastels to cat-eye sunnies, I would like to thank my guest, Chloe Graham, a local fashionista, for stopping by. That's all for Fashion Corner today. I am Anaja Smith.
Wow, now I understand the struggles girls have to go through when it comes to keeping up with the latest trends.
Brandon, it is not that serious.
Anyway, we're both seniors and prom is coming up. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, what about you?
A little. I still need to get some things done though.
Then watch this. You're not the only one. Check out Jakira Smith for more.
Dresses, high heels, tuxedos, fancy cars, seniors. Who's ready for prom?
I'm very excited. I'm not sure what I'm wearing yet, but I'm still looking for dresses and stuff.
Everybody's always excited for the last senior dance before they get to leave and go to college, so I'm pretty enthusiastic about it.
Yes, I'm excited for senior prom because prom is one of the most memorable moments of high school.
Despite the excitement, some seniors aren't too prepared for prom.
I've been thinking about prom since freshman year, but as far as preparations, I didn't start till this year. I'm an in-between senior because I know what I want, but everything isn't finalized yet.
My first prom for my school, yes I am. However, for my girlfriend's prom, I'm not prepared at all.
I say to get prepared for prom as soon as possible because there are a lot of deadlines and there's a lot of things that needs to be done in such little amount of time.
To help current students, former seniors offer advice on how to make this year's prom a good experience.
My advice to seniors preparing for prom is to get your stuff together early because you don't want them to run out of the shoes you want, and you want to make sure you got access to everything. Or if you go to Peaches to get your dress or something like that, somebody at your school might already have the dress, so you wouldn't be able to get the dress, but it might be the perfect dress for you. So I think you should just get ahead and get everything early, and that's the best thing. So you won't be stressed at the last minute trying to get stuff.
We're all supposed to go together, but it's one group of friends and the other group of friends, and they're trying to plan the limo stuff, and we're trying to plan the limo stuff, and it just kind of collides. So it's communication is definitely key. Planning ahead of time is also really good because you don't want to be last minute. You want to relax and have fun.
Prom is apparently a memorable event for every senior. It seems to be the big bang before graduation.
Yes, I am ready to graduate because I'm ready for new beginnings in college. I can't wait to get involved in different activities and clubs there. At my graduation, I definitely look forward to being congratulated for this big milestone that I accomplished.
I look forward to walking across the stage, getting my diploma, shaking my principal's hands for the last time, and walking off and just going to have fun afterwards.
Reporting for FSM News, I'm Jakira Smith.
Why you ain't come to the party?
I forgot I was studying all night.
No, it's okay to live a little.
Okay, so that PSA showed you how to go out and enjoy your spring break. But now we want to show you how to stay focused when it's time to go back to school.
It took so long to get here, and now I finally made it.
Kevin McDonald. Star Cole.
Maybe I'm next.
Naomi Richards. Harry Roberts. Rebecca Smith. Miracle Chandler.
They probably just
Maya
messed up the
White.
names.
Janice Cottrell. Dwayne Porter, and Brandon Williams. Congratulations to the class of 2014.
Don't have your name skipped at graduation. Stay focused.
Hey Brandon, we're both seniors, so do you know where you're going to college?
Yeah, I'm going to Northeastern Illinois University. What about you?
I'm going to U of I, but I still have some friends who don't know where they're going.
This might help them out. Here's Paris Manning with a little advice.
Some students have no idea where to start looking when it comes to college.
I am still deciding on what school at the moment, but I want to do culinary, so I might go to Kendall College or I might go to Robert Morris University.
The hardest part is finding a school for you. That's the most hardest part.
This frustration leads to last-minute choices on big decisions. FSM News talks to a few college students about their recommendations.
It was only select few schools I wanted to go to. My number one school was to go to U of I, Champaign, Urbana, where my sister currently goes. But I didn't get accepted, which was the only school I didn't get accepted to.
I was really coming from New Jersey, looking to apply in a local around New Jersey, and we came across a few other schools, and Notre Dame was one of the schools there, and we decided to make a stop. My family fell in love with it. I was a little bit uncomfortable about going to school so far from home, but my parents really encouraged me to apply just because it seemed like a great match.
Once a student gets to college, there are still responsibilities one must take care of to be successful.
People tend to go where, like, their friends are, which can be, it's a pro and a con, because of course you want to go somewhere where you know people, so you won't just be alone and be lonely. That can be very depressing. But it can also be bad because you don't get focused. Like, you too worried about the social and the personal life that you're not really worried about your academics.
Remember why you're in school. Like, you're not there to have fun all the time.
Even though college can be all business, it still can have its fun side.
It's live. It's like it's something going on all the time. So for somebody to say like they didn't do anything in college, it was the worst time in their life, they must have just been standing in the dorms, like, all because it's really something to do every day.
Reporting for FSM News, I'm Paris Manning.
Well, that's our show for today, but we will be back next time with more FSM News on KNTV channels 19 and 27.
But what if they can't win until then?
I'm glad you asked. Viewers can also check us out on Facebook by searching FSM News.
And don't forget, you can also find us on ABC Chicago's website in the community section. 3,
2,
1, that's a wrap.
Oh. Why you ain't tell me? Former seniors offer advice on how to make this year.
You go.
I plan on wearing royal blue. I plan on wearing yellow. 3,
2,
1, that's a wrap.
So, what are you doing after graduation?
More than likely, I'm gonna go out of town, go kick it with my family for a little bit. What about you?
I plan on taking a boat to the Bahamas. Okay, we're done.
Thank you.
For real.
Free Spirit Media cultivates diverse youth voices to transform media and society.